Netflix. Apparently, it's where anime adaptations go to die. So, some very sad news. Cowboy Bebop has been canceled for Netflix. Netflix pulled the plug. They said no more. But what's even sadder news is we've actually got the original Cowboy Bebop screenwriter has passed away. Before we get right into it, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button. I am Cindershadow, and I tend to cover some pop culture news, some anime news, stuff in the world of Magic the Gathering, Phasmophobia, which just got a giant update, and a whole lot more in the gaming world. From the Anime's News Network. This has been around, but this is a very cut and dry, very easy one to go over. Cowboy Bebop and Tokyo Godfathers writer, Wolf Rain's creator, Keiko Nobumoto, I don't know if I pronounced that right, I'm sorry if I messed it up, passes away. This was announced yesterday. I'm filming this on the 11th of December. Anime writer Dan Sato reported on Friday that screenwriter Keiko Nobumoto, Cowboy Bebop, Wolf Rain, Tokyo Godfathers, Macross Plus, and Samurai Champloo passed away on December 1st after a battle with throat cancer of the throat. She was 57. Her family held a private service on December 4th, and director Shinichiro Watanabe confirmed the passing to Sato. Nobumoto was born in Hokkaido on March 13th, 1964. She debuted as a screenwriter by writing the third Fujifilm Young Scenario Grand Prix in 1989, and she eventually wrote for live-action, animation, and stage productions. Nobumoto was the original creator of Wolf Rain anime. She oversaw the series scripts for Cowboy Bebop and Wolf Rain, and wrote the screenplays for Cowboy Bebop, the movie, which that is an amazing movie, if you guys have not seen it. On both the original anime and movie editors for Macross Plus, she collaborated with Shino Kon on Tokyo Godfathers film. She also contributed scripts to Space Dandy and Samurai Champloo. This is a very sad day in the anime world to see such an amazing screenwriter to pass away from the anime. It's very saddening, and I, for one, send my condolences out to the family. And it's came out on the heels of Cowboy Bebop being canceled in the live action adaptation for Netflix. Well, out of all places, it looks like I'm turning to Kotaku for the Japanese internet reacts to Netflix Cowboy Bebop's cancellation. This cancellation, a lot of people saw it coming. Who knew? Being very condescending to your fans, throwing everything that the fans loved about the show out the window. Who knew that this would end up in a disastrous situation where they've canceled the show? So what were they saying in Japan? Well, Kotaku actually put together a decent thing here, stating just quotes of people. I don't know who they're from or what, but these were quotes of people in Japan, what they've said about the show. Right out of the gate, expected. Live action adaptations aren't necessary. It's because an old dude cosplaying, there was nothing appealing. You know what? If it was a 5-year-old, you would say it was all appealing and cute. I wonder why, because it was enjoyable, ... Really? Was it? Was it enjoyable? Japan's anime isn't designed for the live action adaptation. I have to agree with that. We have One Piece coming out soon that they announced. We had Death Note with Netflix, and I only watched like half an episode of the Death Note. I got quite bored with it. I've never watched the original anime, so I've been told the original anime is amazing, and I really should sit down and watch it. So there's a lot of things that have gone on here. People are saying, who really knew this was going to get canceled? And this is where it ended up. A lot of things were going for the original show, and part of it was they nailed the music. They kind of tried to bring over the look, but they made the sets look very cheesy and underperforming. They didn't budget the sets very well. And then they rewrote important characters of the show that even they came out and said, oh, we're fixing what the anime got wrong. But everyone loved the anime for what the anime was. So how can you say you're fixing what the anime got wrong when everyone loved it the way it was? Why would you turn around and say we're fixing it for today's age? No, you got to go and tell the story as it is. As we saw with Faye Valentine, her character was completely rewritten to something that wasn't recognizable and it was in name only. And then we have Ed, which they tried to bring Ed over as a complete shift over into live action, and Ed doesn't work in live action the same way it works in anime. You can do all the funny things in anime. You can't portray that well in a live action, and I think that's where they really failed. They didn't bring over Faye, which is the character that was the easiest to bring over and could have set Ed up very easily if they portrayed Faye very well, but then they brought Ed over and tried to be too much on point with it and didn't put their own spin on it, and in essence lost the idea of the character and the idea of the show. So this was originally broke by the Hollywood Reporter, I believe. Cowboy Bebop canceled by Netflix after one season. It was ambitious, highly wiped, and ultimately very disappointing anime adaptation. The critics only gave it like a 46%. The fans only gave it like a 56%. And it racked up 74 million viewing hours, but in the long run, most of the episodes were like an hour, and if you're going to watch the entire hour, maybe, so that means it was shown 74 million times one episode, right? There was 10 episodes, so that would be 7.4 million people watched the entire thing. And 7.4 million people, I think they have something like 2 billion subscriptions for Netflix. That's a very, very small amount. I could be completely wrong on those numbers, but that's me throwing numbers out of the top of my head. Insiders point the Netflix renewal rate for scripted series have a two or more seasons stands at 60%, in line with industry standards. They're saying this was an industry standard failing, all the scripts. Where are the things saying that the critics got it wrong? No, we had Danielle Pineda come out before the show come out and call everyone trolls, was very condescending to the fans, and literally telling them that what they think of the show is completely wrong, and you'll love the show. No, people did not like the show because you didn't stay true to the original. In an original anime, especially with a gunslinger or something that is like a mystery, one of your basic things, this is even on normal movies and TV, is a good chase scene. We didn't get a good chase scene in this entire season. The one thing that really made Cowboy Bebop different was that we could have a chase scene in space. We didn't get that. The choreographed moves that we saw with Spike Spiegel's character going into the anime, they were choreographed more like a dance number than a fight scene. And that is one of the things that really drew me away from it. And then what they did to Faye. Faye is supposed to be the Queen of Hearts. She is supposed to be the lucky one. She's supposed to be like 200 years old. They didn't go into any of that for her story. They locked her in a bathroom and threw away the key and left her there. That's pretty much what they did. They did that in the original anime, but then she escapes and actually gives something to the story. The whole idea of Faye got left in the bathroom. And ultimately, the show just failed to bring over what Cowboy Bebop actually was. And if you're going to shit on your fans and be condescending and call them trolls and call them that they don't know what they're talking about, and then the show fails and no one's surprised, were you really in the right here? Were you actually telling us what the show was really made of? Like with He-Man and Kevin Smith, they're completely shitting on the fans and the source material, and this type of thing, it's just going to fall to the wayside. Really is unfortunate to see it die, but at the same time, no one is surprised to see it go. It's really, really unfortunate on the heels of this show being canceled that we hear that the screenwriter actually passed away a couple days before. I don't know if maybe this was the final straw that they said maybe because the screenwriter passed away, it's not appropriate to continue the show. Maybe it's Daniel Pineda, John Chow, and Mustafar Shahir have other scripts and other movies and other projects that they're working on, and they just don't have time to continue the show. There's ongoing factors to maybe why this show is going beyond the way. It's really saddening to hear that the screenwriter has passed away of the original show. And like I said, my condolences go out to the family. And I think that is the biggest takeaway from this, is the anime is going to be far superior to any live action adaptation we see with Netflix. And going forward, they want to just placate on the names of these animes and steal them for a live action, and I think that's going to be a mistake, and it does not do justice to the way the original animes were. Well, thank you for watching. Don't forget to let me know down in the comments what you actually thought about the live-action Cowboy Bebop show. I'm sure those comments will be right full of enjoyment and positivity. Anyway, guys, this is your proud Canadian Phoenix signing off. Have yourselves a great day, and don't forget to like and subscribe. I will see you all next time.